G'day guys, we've finally got 10th edition in our hands and I thought what better way to celebrate than to get a bunch of local content creators on and make battle reports of the most epic scale that we can possibly muster. So what I'm presenting to you today is the first war of Armageddon told in a series of 10th edition battle reports. This video is just one amongst many in this epic battle report series. We're going to break down the World Eaters and the Chaos Forces used in the First War of Armageddon. We're going to break down the Imperial Guard Defense Force. We're going to break down the Space Wolves and the way that they intervened in this war. We're also going to break down the Grey Knights, and then we're going to tell a series of battle report conflicts. First, the World Eaters smashing into the Imperial Guard, then another battle report with the Space Wolves intervening and then fighting against demons. Then the Grey Knights coming on and combating the demons and slaying Angron, ending in a four-way battle report talking about the aftermath of this battle and watching all of these factions go toe-to-toe trying to clean up and seal the win for them. So make sure you check out each installment in this series. They will all be linked together in a playlist, but make sure you check them out. If you can, watch them in order to get the proper full viewing experience. I hope you enjoy them, and let's get stuck into this video.
Look for the Blood God.
Alrighty guys, in this battle report we're going to have Dalton from the Risky Rollers, and he's going to be talking about the Grey Knights Insurgent Force and what's going to be included in all of the different battle reports, including the Grey Knights, in this series in great detail. So let's hand it over to Dalton and let's have a look at this Grey Knight force.
G'day guys, I am here to present the Grey Knights that are coming in on the First War of Armageddon, led by the brother Captain Taramar Aurelian. So this is a really cool, massive narrative battle report. The Grey Knights being that sort of pivotal 11th hour coming in to try and banish Angron and all the demons that are ravaging the planet at the request of Logan Grimnar. So the force I'm bringing today is a strike force. It's not entirely Terminators. It's got a bunch of other Grey Knight bits and pieces around, but it's really highly mobile, really flexible force coming in to just, destroy a bunch of demons, banish Angron, and just make sure that no one knows anything about Chaos, and there was no Chaos taint on Armageddon. Absolutely not. So leading it is brother Captain Taramar Aurelian, prophesied to die on the world named for the end of days, and he has his command squad with a standard bearer, a librarian, apothecary, and chaplain. Then the bulk of the force is 5 squads of strike marines. These guys are just super flexible Grey Knights. They're expert demon hunters, as are all the Grey Knights, of course, and they're just there to do any of those little jobs, just clean up, be the bulk of the force. They're pretty cool. I then have two squads of 10 interceptors. These are the teleporty, jumping around warp guys. Again, super flexible. These will be teleporting across the board. They'll be hitting whichever demons need hitting when they need it. Really flexible, really mobile, great for any sort of insertion force. Then the core of the force, the big brick at the center. I've got 3 units of 5 Grey Knight Terminators. These guys are unshiftable. They walk in, everything bounces off their armor. Absolutely fantastic psychic abilities and things they can bounce around. Backing them up are 2 units of 5 Paladins. These are the actually even better Terminators, like the real Grey Knight veterans. These guys are pretty sweet. They've got a bunch of heavy weapons and other bigger, Grey Knight fancy Cybolt ammunition things that they do. They can all be riding around. I've got a Land Raider. This one's got all of the las cannons and stuff and all of the psychic warding that the Grey Knights get to do, so I can ride some Terminators and characters around, which would be pretty cool. Backing them up with some heavy firepower is the Purgation Squad. These guys are the incinerator-wielding heavy firepower of the Grey Knights. They get to walk in, use their psychic powers to buff up their weapons, and then just blast away and obliterate demons with psychic fire and all that kind of stuff. I've got a Dreadnought as well. This one has the las cannons and fist. It's a venerable Dreadnought, of course, because it's Grey Knights, and of course it's a Psycho, because Grey Knights. So we wander around casting psychic powers out of its little boxy face, just banishing demons all over the place. Then I have a Grandmaster Dread Knight. Pretty sweet. He's got the sword and the Psy Cannons, and he's going to be doing Nemesis Grandmaster things. He has to teleport all over the place, chop up demons, potentially going into some of those Crew Praetoria and really rinsing some of Engeron's bodyguard. And then another Dread Knight, this time just a regular one with the hammer. Again, a bit of heavy firepower as well as a bit of combat prowess. And then one of the dropships I'll be coming in on is this lovely Grey Knight's Storm Raven, dropping in Dreadnoughts and Marines all across the field. Again, just leaning really heavily into that mobile insertion force sort of feel. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, Taramar Aurelian is the one leading it. Try to keep it fairly lore accurate. He'll be able to go in there. He's destined to fight Engeron on this planet, so we'll hopefully get to see how that pans out and how the rest of the force deals with it. And then, of course, presuming all things go well, the Emperor willing, we'll then just make sure that no one even knows anything about chaos on this planet, because chaos doesn't exist and there was nothing over here. That's the Grey Knights, and I'm really keen to bring it to the First War of Armageddon.
Walk for the Blood God.
The Warhammer community suffers from some of the most prohibitively expensive essentials in the world, especially Australian content creators. Every single day, Dean wants to create content, but he can't. Suffering from old, worn-out brushes, expensive model kits, and costly software and equipment he can't endure much longer. Just look at this dirty paint water. Would you drink this? Would you let your child? Even a small monthly donation can help provide Dean with clean paint water, basic tools for survival, and access to life-saving information and education. So please, follow the links in the description below and find out how you can sponsor like Dean today and end the suffering. Suffering that is cruel, unsustainable, and your fault.